Hello, in this tutorial we're going to edit a document. Using Microsoft Word, click File, Open, and find the document that we've saved that we need to edit, j9sales.rtf. Now to set the page size, click Layout, Size, A4, and click Orientation, Landscape. The margins need setting using these boxes to 2 centimeters each. We want to format the entire document to 2 columns of equal width. So columns 2, and the gap between the columns should be 2 centimeters. So click again on Columns, Columns, and Spacing. Edit this to 2 centimeters. All the text should be a serif font. So you can click Command A to select all, Home, and then we need to choose a font. So a serif font could be American typewriter. The line spacing should be 1.5, so right click, Paragraph, line spacing 1.5 lines. All of the text should be left aligned. Click here. The font size should be 11 point. And before the first paragraph, we want to insert a page break. So insert break. I'm going to insert a section break rather than page break here because I know that the first page is going to have some different settings. So onto the first page. Now the first page should be a single column. So go to the first page, click again on Columns, one column, and now we can see this is a single column, but the second page is still 2 columns. We need to insert the title. And this should be in a sans serif font. So select the text, so click on Font, and Arial is a good sans serif font to choose. Now this needs center aligning, 36 point, and the words very special, if you select those, should be italic and underlined. Now below the heading, so on a new line, we want our subheading. Select this line. This line should be the same font, 18 point, right aligned, and that's the first page finished. Next come the header and footer. So click Document Elements, Header, and Basic All Pages. On the left hand side, you want your name. In the center number, and on the right, the candidate number. Add in the footer, an automated page number, left aligned. Now the header and footer should not appear on page 1, only on the following pages. Here we need to click on the Header and Footer tab and select Different First Page. Now we can see that the first page no longer has the header and footer we entered. We could add a different one here if we wanted, but the second and third pages still have the header and footer we need. Finally, the alignments do match because we used the standard basic all pages header and footer. So back on the main part of the document, if you right click somewhere in the main document, it takes you back to editing it. The third paragraph here needs moving here, and add a line break to separate the paragraphs, as we have done between other paragraphs, and remove this extra one between the third and fourth paragraph. Now the numbered list, if we select it, we can change to a bulleted list. Click Home, click the bulleted list button. The table with the word code in the top left cell, that's this one, needs completing by adding some text, and we need to make sure that the font matches the rest of the document and the instructions. So location, you can press Tab to move from one cell to the next, or use the arrow keys to move around the table. Now the font is correct because it's the same font as the rest of the document, but I need to make this first column italic and the second and third columns bold as the instructions show. Next, the table with staff in the top left cell. This is the table, starts here, goes on to the next page. And I want to copy some details from this CSV file that I have received in an email. Now I've opened this file in Excel, here it is, and the information I want to copy is the first name, family name, office and start date of all the staff. So I select that data, Command C to copy, Command Tab back to Word, and now I can select the cells where I need to paste that data, so select from there but down into the table as it goes onto the second page, and Command V to paste. So there's the data in the new table. I need to delete the first column, so where we see this down arrow, right click, delete columns, and I want to delete Lucille Mather, so where I see this right pointing arrow, right click, delete rows. Text should be formatted to match the body text of the rest of the document. So if I click somewhere else in the document, I can then use the Format Painter tool to copy the formatting to the table. So I click here and then select the entire table and release, and you can see that now the text in the table has the same font, the same size as the rest of the document. Column heading, this line needs to be italic, underlined and centered. The background needs to be light grey, so I can right click, borders and shading, and click shading here, choose a light grey colour. OK, and the borders, all of the borders should appear when printed, including the border between cells. If I select the table, I can then use this borders button. I click on the arrow and select all. Finally, the table should show all of the text without wrapping. So I need to expand the table to the column width, and I can expand the individual columns so that none of them wrap. Just click and drag on the divider between the columns. There we go. Now I need to import a graphic image and place it immediately after the text, our next mystery destination in our new brochure. That's here. So press enter to give us some more space. Insert, clip art gallery, and we can search for island. No clips. Search for hotel. No clips, so let's go online. Let's search for island. Here's a very nice island. Click on it, right click, copy image, Command Tab, back to Word, and Command V to paste. Now this picture has extra white space at the top and bottom, so I can format picture, click crop to remove the white space. Click crop again. Now the image should be resized so that it fills the column width. It almost fills the column width, but not quite. Click and drag in the corner. That's close enough. The aspect ratio was maintained because I clicked and dragged in the corner, not, for example, if I clicked on the side and then the picture would become distorted. So Command Z undoes that. And the text wraps above and below the image. That's fine. The text goes from here and continues below the image, like this. Finally, save the document, File, Save As, with a new file name. Now, to ensure that all of the formatting is saved correctly, instead of saving this as an RTF, I'm going to save this as a Word document, docx. And save it. I'm going to save it in my own folder. Save. That's it. Goodbye.